And them boys about to turn up. Like, we ain't trying to hold them back from nothing.
Drake.
All right, so y'all know the other day everybody was upset at Lil Yachty because he said he leaked the new song with him and Drake that was sampling Mr. Hotspot. Now y'all know Mr. Hotspot is the poppin' TikToker, and apparently Mr. Hotspot did not want the song to come out because of his religious values. Now apparently all Mr. Hotspot really wanted was for the record to be clean. So here's what he said about the whole Lil Yachty controversy.
Much respect to bro.
Reference. And we sent it in to them. So hopefully they re-record the clean reference and we come out with the clean goodness gracious all together. So it's a process, but it'll be good for both of their brands like that. And I'm blessed to work with children, so we just gotta make it clean for them. Like, we don't need no children getting whooped cause they said this or that. You understand? And if you look at the backside, it's the children who really running these views up. So if we make sure both verses clean, everybody coming clean, everybody gonna benefit for sure. It's a process, but we appreciate you being patient. We sent that in, they got it today, and them boys about to turn up. Like, we ain't trying to hold them back from nothing, but we just need the morals correct, that's all.
Now, I never thought Mr. Hotspot was as mad as the internet was when this whole situation started. I saw people going at Lil Yachty saying, what do you expect? He's a colonizer. Look who he hanging out with. That's the type of shit Drake would do. Even though y'all never heard of Drake just leaking a song because somebody wouldn't clear a sample. But, you know, after the Kendrick shit, everybody has everything bad to say about Drake. And unfortunately, since Drake hasn't been doing a lot of talking and we see Yachty on the internet all the time, he started getting attacked and he started getting kind of most of the blame on the internet for this situation. But you never heard Mr. Hotspot say anything about this situation. And you could tell by the way he was responding to this video, he ain't give a fuck. He was talking to his regular jokey self. And by the way, when it came out that, you know, he wanted this to be clean or he didn't want the sample to clear because of his religious values, it did make a lot of sense. Because I know some people was like, well, why don't he just take the money? But if y'all paid attention to his whole career, he always had on a suit. I remember he used to start, or he came up doing food videos. And in the food videos, he was always being silly, but he always had on a suit. It always looked like he had something else going on, like TikTok and Instagram was his like side gig. And so you saw in the video, he says he works with children. So, you know, some people are like that. They don't want to have this negative or toxic or sexualized or, you know, cursing, just adding kind of images or bad things to their name and their brand that they don't feel like align with their business or whatever they got going on. So I would say that is probably the case for Mr. Hotspot. You know, yeah, the money is probably good, especially now they trying to come to some middle ground and they gonna put out the song as long as it's cleaned up. But I think for him, I don't know if he really got a big bag or an important job or it's just about working with children. Whatever the case is, obviously that was more important than the money. But it is cool that they can find a middle ground, and I'm glad Mr. Hotspot can get like this big break. He already started putting out music before. That's why this song got sampled. And so he's been doing this thing for a very long time. But I think it's cool because he was always like the least internet celebrity, right? He got big, but I remember he would take long breaks. Sometimes you'll be like, what happened to Mr. Hotspot? And then he'll pop back up with a little video, but it never really seemed that serious to him. He always just seemed like he was having a good time. He always came off as if he wasn't trying to make it into a business and, you know, look at God. He's about to get this big break, and who knows where the rest of Mr. Hotspot's career will go, especially with his own music. But I think this is a cool thing, and I'm glad Drake and Yachty get to put this song out. I saw Joe Budden actually speak about this on his podcast recently, and he was like, yo, I don't have no issue with them putting out the song because he felt like Yachty and Drake, or especially Drake, they needed a song like this right now. And sometimes as artists, you got to take that liberty of putting some shit out. And this ain't the first time we've seen that. It's a lot of artists who couldn't get records clear that leaked them. And I was just wondering why in this situation, everybody just chose to make it this big, outcry, and it's so messed up for Mr. Hotspot. And, all publicity is essentially good publicity. So yeah, it might have been for something negative, but Mr. Hotspot, he was getting some eyes put on him, like, who is this guy that Drake and Yachty are sampling? And, it's just good that it's all going to work out for both parties, and I'm glad they found the middle ground. And like I said, I'm glad Mr. Hotspot is going to get paid for this. So, dope little situation. Let me know what y'all think about this. Are y'all still mad at Yachty and Drake? Let me know in the comments. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Hey, nigga, donate. Hit the super chat. Scan the PayPal. Hit the Cash App. Thank you. Have a blessed day.